Safe House.
Yes, I'm gonna let you talk.
Big Mama Safe House getting the prison cell heat factor, trying to bring awareness to how hot it is in TDC and the need for air conditioning. So we're going to be here for, I guess, 7 minutes.
7 minutes is what we're looking at. That's our challenge. So you want to tell them about what some of these other cells are like? This is our version of the mock cell. I know we're missing a few items. So what's it really like?
What's it really like? Cells are really small. It's really hot. And then you have bunk beds. So instead of one bed, you have 2 beds and with 2 inmates in it. So you imagine all that body heat.
And how long were you incarcerated for?
I was incarcerated for 23 years.
And what did you used to do to cool yourself off?
We used to put water on the floor, lay in the water, wet ourselves up, wet our towels, put them on us to try to stay cool.
So one of the things we've got in here is a toilet sink combo. What was that like in the heat?
Well, the toilet seat combo, we used the water from the sink to put water all over the floor. We wet the whole cell up, and that's how we lay on it.
And now, to my understanding, that even wetting the cell down, that's a violation. You can catch a case for that, right?
Yes, that is a violation, but it's better to catch a violation than to die.
Right. Yeah. Were you on the lower floors of the prisons or the higher floors?
I was on the lower and higher.
So my understanding is the higher floors are a lot hotter.
Yes, the higher you go up, the hotter it gets.
Did you ever know what the temperature actually was in the prison cell when you were in there?
I think when I was in prison, 23 years, I think maybe once or twice, they came through and did temperature checks for how hot the cells were.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't know how hot they were. We just know that they was unbearable because of how people was passing out. Some even died. You know, so we know it was extremely hot.
When you say people passing out, was it just incarcerated individuals or was it the officers too?
The officers pass out too.
Yeah.
Yes. Officers, inmates, the security staff, volunteers come on there. They have to get carried out sometimes too when they hit them cell blocks.
What about, a lot of people who've come in here and mentioned things like the claustrophobia? Does that hit you when you come back in here?
No, I don't really hit me, but it does hit a lot of people.
What about some of the veterans in there? I've heard a lot about PTSD symptoms being aggravated by this situation. Did you see any of that?
Yes. A lot of the veterans, I was on a unit where they had a very big veterans program. And they have a lot of problems with them because it's already hot in the cell. And then you put them in the cell with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a good appetite for success.
Right.
Because they're already dealing with kids, So it's like,
So in the middle of the night, at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, what's it like?
2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's extremely hot. There's no sleep. It's like you're passing in and out. And they really don't get cool till maybe about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. But you only have maybe a couple of hours before the sun comes back up. So if you don't get, your little shed out between those couple of hours, ain't no sleep. It's just passing out and back to trying to wet yourself, stay wetting the floor,
We get a lot of folks who come in here and don't realize the situation with the ventilation. And we both have masks on right now because of, COVID kind of things, but the folks on the inside are still wearing masks as well.
Yes.
So tell me about the ventilation and the humidity that's coupled with the heat.
Well, it makes it a lot worse. It's already extremely hot. And then you have to wear a mask. I get phone calls every week from inmates talking about how hot it is, and then they're making you wear a mask. The masks are understandable, but continues to have the heat in 2021 is not acceptable.
So what would your message be to our legislators, for example?
Get us some air conditioning. Get us in some living conditions. We've been convicted of crimes, some innocent, some guilty, but still the living conditions need to be improved.
So right now we have a bill that's going to be heard in the House next week, HB 1971. So if you had to tell the public, what would you tell them to do?
I would tell the public to do the right thing and vote to get air conditioning and TPCA in the prisons because the inmates need it. Your family members that are in there, they're needed. You probably don't understand it because they've been dealing with it so much, but they need it.
What about the mental staff? Because one of the things we found is that suicide rates increase during the summers. So mentally, what was the heat like? And what did you, not you, just you personally, but the folks that were inside with you, what kind of things did you see?
I seen them harm themselves. I seen them jump over chairs. I seen them cut themselves. Somebody next door to me took a bunch of pills and tried. It was just too hot, especially dealing with the summer heat. And then if they have work call for the field squad, you got to go out there and work in that kind of temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of people out there passing out, and they have had deaths out there.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, I want to thank you for definitely giving us the opportunity to come out to your event. Do you want to talk a little bit about, in this last couple of minutes, actually seconds, a little bit about Big Mama Safe House?
Well, Big Mama Safe House is at the forefront of bringing peace to the community, bringing unity between black and the brown in the community. We also have wraparound services at Big Mama Safe House, and we're trying to give jobs to our youth, food to our elderly, shelter to our homeless. So come by Big Mama Safe House at 214 Blue Bonnet and get the services that you deserve.
Last thing, check out that thermometer and tell me how hot it is.
It says over 100, like 110.
110. So feels pretty realistic to you?
It's time to get out.
It's time to get out. Thank you much.